What's going on, people? Welcome back to AFTV. Welcome back. You can see my face again for some more breaking news. This time, to be fair, the last one wasn't great breaking news around Leandro Trossard. Then got squashed pretty quickly about him or Arsenal turning down the offer from Saudi. This one's not great breaking news. But before I get into that, I do want to address the last video that I've done today. I know I said that the transfer window closed on October 6th. That's what initially was reported. I've now been advised and seen and researched that it does close tonight at 10 p.m. So after tonight, 10 p.m, no more late, step-ins or offers for Arsenal players. So that's good. I can relax. No more transfer daily. None of that. I can relax. Forget about transfers of people leaving. Now let's talk about the news that you would have seen on the thumbnail, and you're going to be hearing my opinion. I want to hear your opinion in the comments below, because I had an annoyed weekend after the fact that Rice being red carded. This is now adding to that. So let me read it to you. This is from Sammy McBell, a very trusted source, writes for Daily Mail, but a trusted reporter, has broken a lot of Arsenal news before. And it's around Merino. Arsenal midfielder Merino set to miss close to 2 months with a fractured shoulder, suffered in his first training session, penciled in for mid-October return after the next international break. So we're going to dissect this. We're going to get into this. Firstly, I do want to talk. It's bad luck. It's always bad luck. When a player gets injured, it's bad luck. Whatever you say, it's bad luck. I always talk about people being available is the best ability you can have. Availability is the best ability. We've seen players sign and be injured before. One that pops out into my mind of recent is Fabio Vieira. I remember he signed, and I remember actually asking Mikel in America on the US tour, on the preseason tour, like, when is he going to be available? He told me 2 weeks. Ended up being 2 months. We didn't get to see Fabio Vieira. So, a bit of a frustration. This one happened, obviously, in, like it says there, Mikel Moreno's first training session. If you guys don't know the story behind it, Gabriel Magalhaes apparently fell on top of Mikel Moreno, fracturing his shoulder. Now, it's been a bad week, in my opinion, for Gabriel Magalhaes. Love the player, but the performance against Brighton, and then, obviously, that same week is when he injured Mikel Moreno. Again, it's bad luck, but it's frustrating. Let's be clear, people. This happens to all clubs. This is not just Arsenal. Sometimes I have my red tinted glasses on, I have my Arsenal hat on and think it's always us. But Lenny Euro at Man United, also he's signed with an injury. So it does happen to other clubs as well. Let's not forget that. I have to make that very clear. But I must say, I did mention in the welcome video for Mikel Merino that his injury record's not great. This is just going to add to it. But 2 months. I'm going to give you some more information. There's an ex-Arsenal legend who was speaking to an AFTV member. Off the record said, I've had the same injury and it took him 4 months to recover. I know it sounds like I'm being a negative Nancy and, bearer of bad news, but it does say in the report, 2 months. It says missed close to 2 months. Now it says close, meaning it could be he can return before the 2 months, or it could be close to 2 months, which means it could be the 2 months and more. So it could be after 2 months. So I don't want to get my hopes up, and because with these sort of breaking news and these sort of information, when you get presented it, you always go to, because of your bias, because of your love for the club, you go straight to, well, hopefully he should be back before 2 months. I do want to be, for the information I have, a fractured shoulder. Now, a player that plays in the midfield, he can be physical, loves a duel, wins aerial duels, going to need his arm to jump, going to need his arm to battle with players, whether it's shoulder. It needs to fully recover. So, granted, the player that spoke to the AFTV representative and had the same injury, Arsenal legend, around the time of him returning from that injury, the medics, the club staff, the team doctors, the level might be a bit different compared to when he was playing. But then again, I can still give a buffer. It might be more. I'm still going to say it's going to be longer than 2 months. That's my personal opinion. You may disagree. You may get further information down the line that it's not going to be 2 months. But for me, from what I'm hearing right now, 2 months, I'm going to say it's going to 2 or plus months until he returns. Now, the reason why I have my phone out here just now and I'm looking down is because I'm checking the games that he might be missing. Because there is if we be honest, there's going to be a big load of games and important games. They made that clear. Very big, important games that Mikel Merino is going to be missing as our new signing. We're going to not see him featuring. Now, let's run through some of them games. So he says he's going to return penciled for his first training session for mid-October. So what we're going to be missing now, he's going to miss the North London derby, which is going to be on Sunday the 15th of September. So he misses that. Huge game. Not saying he would have started, but he definitely, I would have thought if he was fully fit, would have featured in that. When I spoke to the panelists in the last watch along, I said, is Mikel Merino, the player to go straight into the midfield if he's fit and 100% available? Everyone on the panel, Turkish and Tosin, both said 100% yes. He is going to be the replacement to, whether that's Thomas Partey in the 6 or Declan Rice sits in the 6 and he plays in the 8 role. So they all believe in, and other fans as well, even Robbie actually said, yeah, he's going to be one to kind of move out Thomas Partey. So he would have been a player that you'd expect would have featured in that North London derby. Can't do that now. Bolton, it will be rearranged, the cup game, but he's not available for that. Atalanta away, big game, Champions League, first Champions League game, won't be available for that. The 22nd of September, Man City away, another big game, won't be available for that. Won't even be training at this stage, by the way. Arsenal play Leicester City at home on the 28th of September, won't be available. Next big game, Arsenal versus PSG at home, Champions League fixture number 2. That's on the 1st of October. Still won't be available, won't even be training with the team by that time, is what's said in this article here. Arsenal vs Southampton on the 5th of October. Then there's the international break after that game. 5th of October is the last game before the international break in October. We're obviously about to go into one now. So the team should return back week commencing, I don't know, I think that must be around the 13th of October. So that's when he will be returning to training. And the first game back after the international break is Bournemouth away, which, no disrespect to Bournemouth, I know they've just won on the weekend against Everton. You wouldn't say he's destined or desperate, to be needed against Bournemouth away, in my personal opinion. Don't disrespect the Bournemouth fans, but I don't expect that. So, and that's his first training session that week of. Then we have Shakhtar Donetsk at home in the Champions League. So that's kind of where you might see him, depending on how quick he recovers. If it's a successful recovery, we hope to see him back then. Personally, there's a game I'm looking at right now, 27th of October, Arsenal versus Liverpool at home. That's the game where I'm hoping he'll be fit enough to be integrated, to at least get some minutes and build up to that November run where I think it's like Newcastle away and games like that. There's more Champions League games as well. I think there's an Inter away game as well in there, I believe. Or there's some more Champions League home games there. But that's where you kind of, what I'm seeing my sights from returning back to this Arsenal side is around the end of October. I know it says training session mid-October, but if you think about it, integrate back into the squad, he's still a new signing as well. Understand the philosophy, get back to speed. We're looking around early November, end of October, and that's my personal opinion. Bit of sad news for you guys today. Hopefully this is the end of the news. If I'm honest, I don't want any more news. No more transfers can be brought in. I don't want any more injury news. So hopefully this is the end of seeing my face when it comes to breaking news. But just to remind you all, it's Arsenal midfielder Mikel Merino set to miss the close to 2 months with a fractured shoulder suffered in his first training session, which we spoke about from Gabriel Magalhaes, penciled in for mid-October return after next international break. So that is the news, Arsenal fans. Let me know in the comments below. Do you agree with me? Will it be sooner than 2 months? Is the team doctors and the rehab centres and everything that's progressed now in the modern day football, will he be back sooner? Or would you agree with me and say it's probably going to be towards the back end of October, maybe early November, could be even longer? Like the Arsenal legend mentioned to an Arsenal AFTV representative, 4 months it took him. Are we looking towards close to the end of the year? Let's hope not. Let's wish him all the best, Mikel Merino. I hope you get back and return fully fit and sooner rather than later. Thank you for joining me for this video. Like the video if you like the video. I don't love it. But let's hope he's back soon. Take care, people. Enjoy the rest of your day, and I'll see you very soon. Peace.